is the Dubplate Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.
What's happening, my friends? We are back inside the building right about now. It's just gone 3 minutes past 9 here on Trickstar Radio. A massive shout out to each and every one of you locked in this morning. We're jumping into the interview hour as we continue our run of talking to different artists and musicians from around the world, essentially breaking down their stories more than anything else and finding out as much as we can about them and what they've got on the way. This morning, we're joined by one of the most energetic and exciting new rappers to emerge in the last couple of years here in the UK. The sounds of WhoIsOrion is on the line. How are you doing, sir?
Yo, my bro, what a lovely intro, bro. That was sick.
Well, it's great to get you on the show, man. It's great to get you on.
I just hope I live up to that energy comment that you just said. Why couldn't we do dinner with Trickstar Radio?
Well, I was going to say, this is the thing. I've been on the old Instagram this morning. I've been looking around. I saw the post that went out a couple of minutes ago. I was literally on the phone going, I am slumped and I'm about to go on radio.
Bro, honestly, I'm not a morning guy. I'm not gonna lie, man. I had like 3 hours sleep because I was in the studio all night last night. So it's one of those ones. But I'm mad excited, man. I'm energetic, though. I feel it, man.
That's what we like to hear, man. That's what we like to hear. And it was good to see that you're up in the studio, and I'm looking forward to hearing what comes of that. And kind of as we go back with these sort of breakfast show interviews, what I love to do is really get some backstory and kind of understand the artists on a kind of deeper level and kind of where they come from, what they represent sound-wise. So let's go all the way back to the beginning for yourself. Do you remember the first thing that really pushed you into kind of pursuing music as a kind of full-time thing?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was just kind of thrown to me because my pops, he's a singer, and like so he had a studio and all that. So I was just lucky or blessed to be like exposed to like studio equipment and music at such a young age. And my parents would let me listen to like everything from like, they didn't really care about the swearing and all that. They just said don't replicate it. So I would listen to like Eminem, Biggie, Tupac, like all the old school rap that my pops played. And I was just like, this, like, I don't know, I just fell in love with bars. I was like, wow, how did they word like certain words the way we did? How do they play with words or have certain cadences in a voice? And I was just a little intrigued kid, like trying to figure it out. Like, how do I do that? How do I? So I think that's like really how I fell into it.
Amazing, man. So it's been something that's kind of been with you since a very kind of young age, more situational than anything else.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I was like 3 when I think my first song I recorded was I was like 3.
Mad.
My dad recorded. I was like Goo Goo Gaga or whatever. I don't know how we sound as 3-year-olds, but yeah. I was Goo Goo Gaga the hell out of that, though.
I mean, that's crazy, though, to have it being a part of what you're doing for such a kind of long period of your life. It's almost as if, like, to an extent, it's always been there. It's difficult to remember back to a time when it wasn't a part of what you were doing. So, kind of with that, then, how do you then essentially make the transition from Goo Goo Gaga, shall we say, into that sort of position you're in now, where you are a very, very kind of, I'm trying to think of the best way, very well-defined kind of rapper. And what we've heard from you so far, everything's very clear, everything's very concise, and there's a good energy level to anything. How did you go on to develop that as your sort of central style?
I appreciate that, bro. Well, I think really it's just because I was just making songs every day, bro. Like I said, I was lucky enough to have a studio, so I was just making songs every day, trying to like write and record. I would sound engineer myself, I would produce as well. So I was just kind of doing that, and I was releasing like independently by myself. Just since then, like, because even like I was releasing even when my quality of music wasn't that good, so I weren't really getting the eyes I needed or I wanted. But I just kept at it, and then eventually I met up with PXL, which is the label I'm signed to, and then they just helped me kind of, align my vision and like execute my vision even better. And yeah, that's why I got this kind of consistent content. Is definitely through the help of my team, for sure.
100%, man, and it's really clear to see that kind of consistency. It's something that even as a listener that I, on a personal level, that I appreciate so much. When you hear artists that are just consistent with it, you know, there's always a kind of theme, there's always a kind of solid approach, and again, that kind of energy level we've already spoken about. It's something that's woven in so kind of intrinsically to what you do musically. Is it something that you kind of sit and formulate, or do you just find that's happening naturally as you're recording?
I mean, there's a bit of both. Some of it is natural for sure because I'm a mad energetic person, but at the same time, I've intentionally tried to tap into that part of my personality or part of my energy or vibe, and then brand it. So I guess I would say it's a little bit of both, really.
Nice. So it's a good kind of mix and blend, I suppose. And as well, I feel that's almost like part of the progression, isn't it? Like understanding when to do certain things and when to kind of tone stuff down at the same sort of time.
Exactly, for sure.
There we go.
For sure. And that's the I would even with I wouldn't even, what's the word? How do I say this? I wouldn't even think. You know what? To be honest, don't even forget what I'm about to say on that. You know what it is? Forget, literally, yeah. I'm sorry if I wasted everyone's time for that 20 seconds. Like I said, this is the morning.
That's all good, man. That's all good. I mean, I've got one more thing that I did want to ask on kind of like the background side of things as well, because obviously we had a little chat yesterday on WhatsApp and we were kind of saying, and we were saying in regards to how you actually pronounce WhoIsOrion. And for me, that's something I've always looked at and kind of gone, well, it's Orion. Like it's Orion's belt. Like it's something that kind of makes sense. How have people been pronouncing it?
Orion, like bare people say WhoIsOrion, like some people troll as well, say WhoIsOnion, and that was just like all my people. They've like some of my friends and that they've saved me like as WhoIsOnion on their phone here, just to annoy me, and they'll save my like display picture of my contacts as an onion as well, and bro. A dirty onion as well, not the clean, fresh one, the one with the mud still stuck in the roots, freshly picked from the ground, bro. Like, nah, man.
I mean, I was going to say, where does the name come from originally? Because it's such a unique name.
So basically, it actually came from kind of a bunch of things. Like, so I started off. My name originally was Big Ant, and that was like given to me by my uncle. And then I was like, I just need to change my name and make it a bit more unique and stand out. So then I was watching one show called Chuck, and then it was like one coder, I don't know what, it's like a secret spy, and his name was Orion. And I was like, that sounds sick. I searched the name up. It's basically a star constellation, which is based off a warrior. And then, like, I was like, cool, my surname in Nigeria, like in Yoruba, which is a Nigerian language, that means warrior. So I was like, all right, cool, that makes sense. And then I add the who is, because it's like no one really gets, like, what my sound is, like, growing up, because I can rap, sing, we could do rock, rap, we could do anything. So it's like, WhoIsOrion? You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, I love hearing stuff like that, man. I love hearing like the kind of story and the kind of back end behind the name. You know, there's so much that kind of goes into that, and it just kind of makes so much more sense now it's explained. I love it. Like, to me, that kind of makes everything more impactful. The fact that there is that much thought kind of going into it on every kind of level. I mean, this is great stuff, man. What we're going to do, we're going to move forward now and get into one of the main things we're here to do today, which is, of course, to talk about music and talk about sound. We've got a single on the way, and it goes by the name of Done Out Here. Now, this one's been getting a lot of appreciation. It's been being picked up by a fair few people. Talk to me about this tune and how it came together.
How did this song come together? So this was before I did this, like maybe a year ago, maybe a little bit over a year, maybe it might be over a year, maybe a year and a half. I don't know how. This is just one of the random ones. I was just vibing. I was in the studio. In fact, I think I was actually in my bed. A lot of the times I like to write in my bed, like just before I go to sleep or something, and then I'll be like, I need to record this. So then I'll hop downstairs to my studio. So then I think it was just, a normal process. I just heard the beat. I liked it. It was actually a YouTube beat. We ended up paying for it and buying it. So I just went on YouTube and just did my thing on it. I was like, these men are done out here, and I feel like I need to let them know. so that's how that kind of came about.
Amazing, man. Well, I mean, it's doing really, really well. It's been out for a month. YouTube's currently sitting on 24k views, which is great for obviously on like a personal channel as well. That's always sick to see that kind of interaction with stuff. How do you feel about the response?
Man, I'm mad happy with it, bro. Like you said, because it's on my own channel as well. Like it's lit. I'm happy to kind of reach that little target. So it's like, but it's just the start, you know. So I don't really stress about numbers. I'm aware of it. and I try to make sure we up it, but I don't really stress myself about numbers. I'm just like, all right, cool. People, what I care is like people hitting me up and just be like, yo, this track is cold. I didn't like the engagement, the actual engagement I get rather than the views. Because eventually, when you build enough people that actually engage with your content, like the views will just blow up eventually. So yeah, that's how I see it.
100%, man. Well, we're going to get into this one right about now. It's just gone 13 minutes past 9 here on Trickstar Radio. Massive shouts out to everyone locked in this morning. We are live on the line with Who Is Orion. Before we actually get into this one, I always forget to do it, so I'm going to stop myself before we go any further and make sure I do. What are the best social media tags for people to find you on?
Oh, okay. So it's Who Is Orion, which is WHO, which is who, IS, which is and Orion. Orion, which is ORION. It's not Orion as well. It's Orion. So please
there we go.
Follow me up.
We're going to get into this one right about now. Then keep it locked and don't go anywhere, my friends. We're live on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio.
This is Breakfast with KXVU, bringing you their morning flavors on Trickstar Radio.
Trickstar Radio.